Did you know that the way you're sitting right now could quietly be hurting your heart, your spine, and even your future independence? I didn't know either, not until it was almost too late. There was a time when I thought sitting down was rest. Safety, relief. After all, we've earned the right to sit and relax after a lifetime of work. But what no one told me was that how we sit, and for how long, becomes more important the older we get. And it can either support our body or slowly break it down. Let me take you back to a few years ago. I'd been waking up with stiffness, a dull ache in my lower back. My hips felt tight. My chest, it seemed tighter too. I thought it was just normal aging, the usual wear and tear. But then I started noticing something else. I was getting winded just walking to the kitchen. I was feeling heavier, slower, even though I hadn't gained weight. Then one day my grandson asked me, "Grandpa, why do you sit like that?" I didn't know what he meant. But then I caught my reflection, slouched over, belly collapsed, shoulders hunched, neck sticking out like a turtle. That posture, the one I'd gotten used to while watching TV, reading, or sitting at the table, had become my norm. And it wasn't just bad posture. It was quietly damaging me. You see, after 60, our bodies respond differently to stillness. When we sit for long periods, especially in poor positions, several things happen all at once. Blood flow slows down, circulation weakens, muscles begin to shrink. The spine compresses, the heart works harder to keep blood moving. Lungs can't expand fully, breathing becomes shallow. This doesn't show up overnight, but over weeks, months, and years, it starts to add up. Your legs feel weaker. Your balance suffers. Your back starts to ache. And then you start avoiding movement altogether. That's how people lose their independence, not from one fall, but from thousands of hours sitting the wrong way. So let's talk about the most dangerous sitting positions for people over 60. And let's start with the one I was guilty of, slouching forward with a rounded spine. You know the position. Hips tucked under, shoulders drooping. Head leaning forward to look at the screen or paper. It feels like resting, but it's not. That rounded posture puts constant pressure on the lower back. It tightens the chest and stomach, which makes it harder to breathe and digest. And over time, it actually pulls the spine out of alignment. I had been sitting like this for years. Then there's the classic leg cross, sitting with one knee over the other. Harmless, right? Except it cuts off circulation to the lower leg. And when we do it for hours every day, especially if we already have weaker circulation from age, it can cause swelling, numbness, and even increase the risk of blood clots. Another one I didn't think about was the recliner trap, sinking deep into a couch or soft chair that swallows your hips. It's hard to get up from. It puts your hips below your knees, which makes your spine curve and your shoulders collapse inward. Now, I'm not saying you can't enjoy your favorite chair, but if you sit in it all day, every day, without support, it's slowly working against you. Let me tell you what happened when I started changing the way I sat. First, I stood up taller without even trying. My back felt supported. I wasn't in as much pain. Then I noticed my breathing improved. I wasn't huffing and puffing by the time I reached the hallway. My chest could open up and my heart didn't have to work so hard, all because I sat differently. Now you might be thinking, is it really that big of a deal? Let me put it this way. How many hours a day do you sit at the table? In your chair, in the car, watching TV? Most people over 60 sit for more than 8 hours a day. That's a full workday of pressure on the spine, restriction of blood flow, and strain on the heart. And that's why posture matters. But don't worry, it's never too late to change. And it doesn't take complicated exercises or fancy equipment. Let me walk you through a few simple sitting habits that changed my life. First, I started using chairs with firm support. No more sinking, no more slouching, just enough cushion to be comfortable but strong enough to support me. I made sure my feet could touch the floor flat with my knees at the same level as my hips. That one small change took a lot of pressure off my back. Then I added a small pillow behind my lower back, something just big enough to support the curve of my spine. Not too thick, just enough to keep me upright. I also stopped sitting still for more than 30 minutes. Every half hour I'd stand up, stretch, take a few steps. Not a workout, just movement, a message to my body. I haven't forgotten you. And the last thing, I became aware. I started noticing how I sat. When I felt tired, where I was leaning, whether my chest was open or closed, awareness is everything. Because once you notice the problem, you can fix it. If any of this feels familiar, if you've noticed more stiffness lately or less balance or trouble breathing, it might not be your age. It might be the way you're sitting. So please, if this message resonates with you, take a moment to like this video and subscribe to Glowing Age. When you support this channel, you're not just helping us grow. You're helping others discover the small truths that lead to a longer, stronger life. I'll be back to share the best positions to sit in and how to adjust your space to make sitting safer and more energizing. But until then, do one small thing: stand up, check your chair, and sit like your health depends on it. Because it does. Let's talk about something many seniors overlook: the power of posture, not just how it looks, but what it does inside your body every moment you sit. After 60, posture isn't just about standing straight. It's about protecting your organs, preserving your spine, supporting your breath and your brain. I didn't know that until I started fixing how I sat. And little by little, the pain in my lower back faded. The tightness in my chest eased. Even my digestion improved. It all came down to sitting smarter. So now, let me show you the best positions to sit in after 60, the positions that support your spine, your heart, and your lungs. They're not complicated, but they make all the difference. One, sit with your feet flat on the floor. It sounds simple, but most people don't realize how much pressure they put on their hips and lower back when their feet are dangling or tucked under them. Your knees should be level with your hips, not too high, not too low. That creates a stable base, a signal to your body that it can relax into a proper alignment. 2. Keep a 90-degree angle at the hips and knees. When your knees bend at a right angle, it supports your spine. It also improves circulation to your legs. I used to sit with my feet stretched way out. It felt good at the time, but then I'd stand up and feel stiff. Now I sit with a simple rule: 90 degrees at the hips, 90 degrees at the knees, and the stiffness, it's nearly gone. 3. Support the natural curve of the spine. Your spine isn't straight. It has gentle curves in the neck, the mid-back, and the lower back. To keep those curves supported, place a small pillow or rolled towel behind your lower back. It doesn't have to be fancy, just enough to keep you from collapsing backward. It reminds your body, this is where we belong. 4. Relax your shoulders and keep your chest open. When we round forward, we close off the chest. That limits oxygen, stresses the heart, and compresses our stomachs. Instead, gently pull your shoulders down and back. Let your chest stay open and soft. Let your lungs expand. This posture is like a silent message to the body: I am safe, I can breathe. 5. Keep the head over the spine. So many of us push our heads forward, to read, to look at screens, to hear better. But when your head moves forward, it pulls on the neck, strains the shoulders, and throws your whole posture off. Instead, gently tuck the chin, lengthen the neck, and align your ears with your shoulders. This isn't about stiffness, it's about lightness. I used to carry tension in my neck every day. Now, I feel taller without trying. 6. Don't stay frozen, add small movements. Even perfect posture can turn harmful if you don't move. So every 30 minutes, do a small reset. Roll your shoulders. Wiggle your toes. Shift your hips side to side. Stand for a stretch if you can. Motion is medicine, and it reminds your joints that they still have purpose. Now, I know some people think, that's a lot to think about. But once you start, it becomes natural. Your body will remember, and your energy will grow. Let me give you a little routine you can follow anytime you sit down. I call it the asterisk posture check-in. Takes 15 seconds. Are your feet flat on the floor? Are your knees and hips aligned? Is your spine supported? Are your shoulders down and relaxed? Is your head back over your body? Just ask and adjust. Every time you do this, you send a message: I choose strength today. If this kind of gentle wisdom helps you feel more in control of your aging journey, I invite you to like this video and subscribe to Glowing Age. Because when we sit right, we live better. And we age not with fear, but with grace. Now in the next video, I'll show you how to make your favorite chair safer, how to set up your living space to support your body instead of hurting it. So stay tuned. For now, sit tall, breathe deep, and remember, posture isn't about vanity, it's about vitality. Let's talk about the chair you use most, your favorite spot in the house. For some people, it's a soft recliner. For others, it's that worn-down spot on the couch. Or maybe it's the same dining room chair you've used for decades. Wherever it is, that's where your body spends hours each day. And it's either helping you or quietly hurting you. I used to have a big recliner, one of those chairs you could sink into like a marshmallow. It was my favorite place to read, nap, and watch the news. But after a while, I noticed something. Every time I got up from that chair, I felt heavier, stiffer, slower. It wasn't the years catching up with me, it was the chair. The way it tilted my hips, the way it folded my spine, the way it didn't let my legs rest flat or my back stay upright. So I made a few small changes, and I want to share them with you because they helped me feel better every single day. 1. Raise your seat height. Most older adults sit too low. When your hips are lower than your knees, it's harder to get up. It also rounds your lower back and puts pressure on your spine. You don't need to throw out the chair. Just add a firm seat cushion to raise your hips to the same level as your knees or slightly above. You'll notice it's easier to rise and your back will stay more naturally aligned. 2. Add lower back support. Place a small pillow, rolled towel, or lumbar cushion behind your lower back. It should sit right above your belt line. This encourages your spine to stay upright and keeps your muscles from collapsing inward. That one little roll behind my back took away years of pain. 3. Check the armrests. Armrests should help you get in and out of the chair without strain. If they're too low, you'll slump. If they're too high, your shoulders will tense. Use a rolled towel or soft pad to raise low armrests. And always use both arms to push up when standing. It protects your lower back and knees. 4. Keep a small side table nearby. This isn't just about convenience. If you have to lean forward, twist, or reach far to grab a glass, book, or remote, you risk pulling something or losing balance. A small side table, positioned within easy reach, keeps your posture safe and supported. 5. Avoid sitting in one spot too long. Set a timer for 30 or 40 minutes. Even if you don't stand up, change your position. Lean back, sit tall, roll your shoulders, shift your hips. Motion sends life back into your body. Now you might be wondering, does all of this really make a difference? Let me tell you about my neighbor, Carl. He's 78, spent most of his retirement in a big recliner. Said it was his throne. But he started having problems, stiff knees, swollen feet, shortness of breath. His doctor thought it was circulation. Maybe early heart failure. Turns out it was his chair. He'd sit in it for hours with his legs raised and back flat, the kind of position that looks restful but compresses your lungs, restricts blood flow, and tightens the lower back. I showed him how to adjust his chair. We raised the seat, added a lumbar pillow, encouraged short standing breaks. Within 2 weeks, the swelling in his legs had gone down, his breathing improved, his mood lifted. He said, "I thought I needed a new body. Turns out I just needed a new way to sit." That's the power of awareness. So if you're still using the same chair in the same way day after day, don't feel bad. Most people don't know how much it matters, but now you do. And when you change the way you sit, you change the way you age. So today I encourage you to walk over to your favorite seat and do 3 things. Check the height. Are your hips below your knees? Check the support. Is your lower back being held? Check the freedom. Can you reach what you need without straining? These are the small things that add years to your life and life to your years. If this helped you in any way, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to Glowing Age. Because what we sit on matters, but how we sit and why we choose to sit with care matters even more. You deserve comfort, you deserve strength, and you deserve to feel good when you stand back up. Let's go deeper now, because this isn't just about posture. This is about your heart, your circulation, your breath, your digestion, even your confidence. You see, how you sit changes how your entire body works. And when we sit the wrong way for too long, too often, things start to shift inside us. Not overnight, not with warning bells, but quietly. And by the time we notice the symptoms, the damage has already begun. So let me walk you through what happens when we sit poorly, and what you can do today to begin reversing it. 1. Poor sitting reduces circulation. When your hips are tight, your knees are bent for hours, and your legs are pressed into the seat, blood flow slows down. This is why many older adults get swollen ankles, cold feet, or numbness in their legs. The body isn't broken, it's just not moving, and without regular blood flow, muscles weaken, tissue gets less oxygen, and the risk for blood clots goes up. What to do? Sit with knees level with hips. Avoid crossing legs for long periods. Stand up every 30-45 minutes, even if only for a stretch. 2. Poor sitting compresses the lungs and heart. When we slouch, our chest caves in. The diaphragm, the muscle that helps us breathe, can't fully expand. That shallow breathing makes your heart work harder. It also sends less oxygen to the brain. This is one reason why older people who sit a lot feel more tired, foggy, and short of breath. What to do? Keep the chest open. Imagine a string lifting your sternum. Shoulders back and down. Breathe slowly and deeply, especially when seated for long periods. 3. Poor sitting slows digestion. Your stomach, liver, intestines, they all need room to function. But a collapsed posture puts pressure on your abdomen. Food moves slower, gas builds up, reflux can worsen. You may even feel full when you're not, which leads to poor eating habits. What to do? Sit upright during and after meals. Avoid reclining immediately after eating. Practice light movement post-meal to stimulate digestion. 4. Poor sitting affects balance and muscle strength. When we sit passively, letting chairs hold our weight, rounding our spine, disengaging our core, our muscles weaken, especially in the hips, back, and thighs. And when those muscles weaken, we start to lose confidence in our balance. We hesitate to stand up quickly. We avoid walking far. This begins the cycle of decline. What to do? Sit actively, feet planted, core lightly engaged. Practice sit-to-stand movements daily. Keep chairs at a height that lets you rise without strain. 5. Poor sitting weakens confidence. This one's not physical, but it's just as important. When we slump, fold in, and withdraw into the chair, our energy follows. Our mindset shrinks. Our voice softens. Our view of ourselves changes. But when we sit upright, when we reclaim space with our posture, we feel different. We feel more alive, more capable, more connected to the world, and that changes everything. What to do? Notice how posture affects your mood. Practice upright sitting during conversations, meals, and reflection. Use posture not just to feel better, but to be seen. I remember a woman in my church, Elena. She was 82, quiet, kind, often sat by herself in the back row. Then one Sunday she came in walking taller. She had a different air about her, stronger, brighter. When I asked her what changed, she said, "I realized I've been folding in on myself for years, and I decided to stop." That's all it was, a decision. Not to be perfect, but to show up for herself, to take up space again, to sit like someone who still has life to live. And I believe that's true for you too. You still have life to live, but only if you stop living curled into yourself, because posture isn't just physical, it's emotional. It's how you say to the world, "I'm here, I'm able, and I'm still in this." So if today's message sparked something in you, if you've noticed how your body or spirit changes with how you sit, please like this video and subscribe to Glowing Age. This isn't just advice, it's permission to take yourself seriously, to feel strong again, to believe that even in the little things like how you sit, you have control over how you age. And that, my friend, is where all change begins, in the quiet moments, on the simplest seat, when you decide to rise not just later but from within. Let's bring everything we've talked about into a simple, daily rhythm you can follow. Because understanding posture is one thing, but changing your routine, that's where real transformation happens. Now, I'm not here to give you a list of exercises that feel like punishment. That's not the Glowing Age way. What I want to share are a few small, gentle routines, things you can do without leaving your home, without breaking a sweat, and without needing a gym. Because even the smallest changes done daily can make a huge difference in how your body feels and how your mind responds. Start with the morning reset. When you wake up, don't rush to stand. Instead, sit on the edge of the bed. Place both feet flat on the floor. Close your eyes. Then do this. Roll your shoulders back 3 times. Take 3 slow, deep breaths. Gently tuck your chin and lengthen your spine. This sets the tone for your posture before you even start your day. The 5-minute sitting check-in. Sometime mid-morning when you're sitting, maybe with your coffee or while reading, pause and run through this checklist. Are my feet flat on the floor? Are my hips level with my knees? Is there support behind my lower back? Are my shoulders dropped, not hunched? Is my head stacked over my shoulders? This only takes a moment, but it reminds your body of its natural strength. Midday movement break. Set a timer or choose a time, maybe after lunch, and stand up for just 3 minutes. Here's what to do. March slowly in place for 30 seconds. Reach your arms up, then out to the side like you're welcoming the day. Circle your hips in gentle rotations. Sit down and stand back up 5 times, slowly and safely. You've just told your blood, your muscles, and your brain, I'm still moving, I still care. Evening unwind ritual. Before bed, help your spine recover from the day. Sit on a firm surface with back support. Place your hands on your thighs. Slowly rotate your torso side to side. Shrug your shoulders up, then release them fully. Do 3 deep belly breaths, feeling your ribs expand. This resets your nervous system. It helps with sleep, and it ends the day with awareness. Bonus, the TV posture trick. We all like to relax. Watch a show, sit back, but don't collapse. Use a pillow behind your back, keep your feet grounded. And every commercial break, stand up or shift position. You'll feel less stiff, more alert, and more engaged with life. Now I know some of you might be thinking, this all sounds good, but is it really worth it? Let me ask you this. Would you spend 10 minutes a day to protect your ability to walk freely, to breathe deeper, to stand taller at family gatherings, to keep your confidence when you look in the mirror? Because that's what's at stake. It's not about looking young. It's about living well. Every time you choose to move, even gently, you're telling your body, I still need you, I still believe in you, we're not done yet. And your body listens, it responds. Little by little you feel stronger. And the next time you go to stand up, you won't hesitate. That's the beauty of this work. It doesn't ask for hours, just a few mindful minutes scattered throughout your day. So please, if you felt inspired by these habits, take a moment to like this video and subscribe to Glowing Age. Together, we're rewriting the way we age, with posture, with breath, with dignity, and with a quiet promise to ourselves. I'm going to keep showing up for my body, my mind, and the life still ahead of me. Because even when we're sitting, we're still moving forward. Let me leave you with something I believe deeply. The way we sit tells a quiet story, not just about our posture, but about how we see ourselves. And the truth is, many of us have spent years sitting small, shrinking into chairs, leaning away from life. Sometimes it's because of pain, sometimes it's because of fatigue, sometimes we just stop noticing. But here's what I've learned through pain, through practice, through watching others and living my own story. You don't have to stay there. You don't have to settle into the slump of age. You can rise again, not just to your feet, but in the way you carry yourself. Every time you sit tall, you choose to stay present. Every time you lift your chest, you say, I still have strength. Every time you reset your posture, you reclaim control over how you live. Because even in a chair, you are not passive. You are participating. You are shaping the future of your body one breath at a time. Let me tell you about Miriam. She was 90 years old, a neighbor of mine, tiny, kind, and always smiling. But what struck me most wasn't her age or her strength. It was how she sat, always upright, always aware. Like her posture was an act of quiet rebellion against time. One day I asked her why she never slouched. She said, if I give in to that chair, I'll start giving in to everything. That stayed with me. Because it's not about perfection, it's about presence. It's about meeting each moment with dignity, no matter what your age or what chair you're sitting in. So today, I want to invite you to do something very simple. Choose one moment, just one, where you pause and sit with intention. Feel your spine, feel your breath. Feel your body not as something slowing down, but as something still alive, still responsive, still worth caring for. Because when we do that, when we return to our bodies with kindness, we don't just sit better, we live better. You might not be able to do what you used to, you might have days that feel heavy, but you still have this breath, this seat, this moment, and what you choose to do with it becomes your new strength. So sit like someone who matters, because you do. Sit like someone who still has things to give, because you do. Sit like someone who deserves care from others, yes, but also from yourself, because you do. Thank you for spending this time with me. If this video reminded you of your strength, your worth, or your power to change, please like this video and subscribe to Glowing Age. Here we don't fight aging, we honor it. We walk through it with grace, we sit in it with purpose, and we lift each other up one wise decision at a time. Now go and sit tall, not because someone told you to, but because you finally remembered. You are still very much alive, and every small act of care you give yourself is a declaration that you intend to stay that way.